So we'll begin here by showing you just how easy it is to set up your business in KeyPay. It cannot be quicker, taking less than a minute. Simply add the company's house registration number here, and the system will pull through most of the details for you. Let's take a look at the homepage now. As you can see, the year-to-date figures are at the top of the page, moving down to the action items and notices. So you can see these before you dive into a pay run. For example, the action items here show a pending employee expense request. All you need to do is click on the blue text on the right-hand side, which will direct you straight to this action item. And below the action items, you have the list of all your employees, their job title, the pay schedule, and when they were last paid. You can also see from the list under pay schedules, you can manage different pay frequencies together in the same place. You can quickly access any employee details simply by clicking on their name. I can also see my previous employees here by clicking on this arrow. Next, we have the Pay Runs tab. Here you can access all the pay runs that have been created in the business. You can go back into any of these if you ever need to by simply clicking on the blue pay period dates on the left-hand side. But we'll come back to this pay run screen later on. These icons here will give you a really quick overview on what's been successfully completed and what hasn't in the pay run. They're color-coded using a traffic light system for ease. As you can see here, the HMRC submission for this pay run has not yet been sent. However, the pay slips have been published. And then as an example, you can see here the journal failed to export. It gives you a really quick overview of where you are with your pay runs. The Approved Leave tab takes you to the leave calendar and allows the viewer to see who is off sick, holiday or maternity. I'm not going to go into any depth here because this is more for the end client than for bureaus, but as you can see, there are a series of filters that will enable you to easily select the leave request, type or employee you're looking for. Next is the Reports tab. There's a wide range of reports that you can access, including payroll, employee and benefits. You'll also find the HMRC reporting here, along with your RTI submission messages. However, I really want to show you the report packs today, as for bureaus, they are an essential part of reports. In KeyPay, you can put together a package of reports that can be sent out automatically at the end of each pay run, or even on a weekly or monthly schedule. They are quick and simple to put together, so here I'm creating a pack that will report on the current pay run. First thing you can do is give the report pack a name. Then you need to decide which reports you want to include in this report pack. I'm going to send a P32 report and a detailed activity report, essentially an abbreviated gross to net, automatically at the end of each pay run. You have a choice of formats to send each report in, and I'm going to choose to send both in PDF format today. This is because I don't want my client to be able to make any changes made to the report once I've sent it out. For GDPR purposes, I'm going to also tick the box requiring the recipient to log in to download the files. Just an extra note on this, we only send a secure link to the recipients, not the actual reports. As you can see, I can create as many report packs as I want, and I already have a few set up here. This is handy because it means I can send reports separately to clients, their HR departments, as well as their finance team, in addition to any specific reports to internal colleagues. These could be different reports sent on different schedules to different recipients. Once set up, these will save you time every month regarding producing and mailing reports. If we go back to the home page now, we can look at the last tab here, the Payroll Settings tab. You only see items that are relevant to the business here. So what you will see will vary depending on the plan that's been subscribed to. You'll find sections used more frequently, such as the HMRC settings on the left of the screen, and the ones used less often moving towards the right. As well as the home page, you can also use the Navi bar on the left-hand side of the screen to find these settings. As you don't want to keep going back to the home screen all the time, I'm going to use this bar for the remainder of the demo today. So let's take a look at some of these payroll settings now. Beginning with the payment settings screen. Here you can set up your HMRC and employee payments using BACS, other bank files, open banking format, as well as automated faster payments through Teleroo. You also have the option to set up a payment file for HMRC here too. You can manage all types of pensions from the pension settings screen. Salary sacrifice, AVC schemes, SIPs, and of course, any variety of auto-enrollment schemes. If you use Nest, Aviva, Smart, the People's Pension, or Now Pension, you can send and receive joint and contribution information in a similar way to how RTR files are sent. And Nest payments are managed automatically, so there's no need to manually trigger these. So hopefully with a bit of luck, you may never need to venture onto their websites again. Just a quick trick on the pension settings bar here, when you're adding the staging date in, just add the last re-enrollment date, as this will enable the system to calculate the correct re-enrollment date in future, saving you having to add in all the interim staging dates. You do also have the option to upload the pension manually, as you can see here. Moving on to the HMRC settings page. This is a pretty standard screen, but I'll go through it because it shows off some useful features. Moving down the page, you can see that there is a section for small employees relief. And if you're claiming the employment allowance, ticking yes to confirm the correct year will reveal a new panel to update the final few details. The IR35 functionality could be turned on simply by ticking yes here. This will give you the option of categorising employees on whether they fall into IR35 or not. At the moment, do you send P30 tax reminders to your clients? If so, KeyPay allows you to fully automate tax payment reminders here. The payment reminder function allows you to arrange a date when you will be sent a payment reminder via email. You can opt to receive a basic version that includes the amount due and where to send the payment, or like I have today, you can choose to receive a detailed version. Looking at the example here, you can see that it includes a full breakdown of the amounts due, as well as the tax year and period. Both scenarios provide a reminder of the payment details and the full reference to be applied, including the tax period and year. I'd love to be able to say that we can guarantee that HMRC will never misallocate funds again, but unfortunately, that's just not within my gift. Adding the RTI and agent details enables tax code updates, national insurance number notices to be pulled straight into the pay run, as well as student loan stop-start notices. It also means that the FPS can be sent automatically at the end of each pay run. And as you can see here, you have the option to automatically submit your EPS, even choosing the date to submit it. So now I've reached the bottom of this page, I need to save the details I've added. We don't automatically save changes in KeyPay. In fact, by using different browser windows, I can look at multiple business settings within the same business, even making changes while the pay run is open. So as you can see, you can have one tab open here, change the pay rate for the employee, then go into the pay run and update the pay run to show these changes. Not only that, but I can look at multiple businesses and work on those at the same time. Now we're back on the HMRC settings page. I'm going to stay on here for a moment and just go back to the top so that I can draw your attention again to this black circle with the question mark inside it here. You'll find one of these on every page in KeyPay. If I click on this, I will be taken directly to the support document for that page, which will provide detailed information on the settings available. I can also use the search bar here to look up other support articles, as well as video tutorials. We'll jump down to the payslips page now. You can customize your payslips and even add your own logo here. You'll notice that the employees must log in to download payslips is already ticked. This is set by default for GDPR purposes, meaning employees must log in to access the payslips. Here you can see an example of the notification the employees will receive. Within the pay run, you'll be also able to view the draft payslips. Let's take a look at the chart of accounts. These can be set up manually, or better, they can be imported directly from one of our integrations. So let's first go to the integrations page. From the drop-down field here, you can select accounting. As you can see, KeyPay is fully integrated with Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, FreshBooks, Soho Books, and Microsoft Business Central, with others being added. So journal uploads for payroll and expenses could be fully automated, just like RTR files and automatic enrollment. It's really easy to connect. Simply select the integration service you're using and you'll be taken straight to a screen where you can authorize the import. Sage users have a dedicated file upload, and users of other software can also configure their own chart of accounts and journal outputs. Whilst you're on this page, you could also connect with one of our payments or timesheet integrations. So we'll move on to the deductions categories page. You can set up both recurring and one-off deductions here. Adding a deduction is easy. Simply select the correct details and press save. Once the deduction is saved, you can now add this at an employee level. One of the more recent additions in KeyPay is the benefits page. Here you can set up and process payrolling of benefits along with P11Ds, including the P46 car report. All you need to do is click on the green Add button. There are over 14 benefits to choose from. You can set these up on a per employee basis, or to save time, you can bulk apply several employees to the same benefit. And of course, once submitted to HMRC and published, employees will be able to view their P11Ds in the WorkZone app or the employee portal as they would with their pay slips and any other documents. Now that's saved, let's head over to the Manage Users page. The Manage Users page is where you can set up either full or restricted access users. If you're setting up a restricted access user, you'll be able to choose which areas of the business and which employees or employee groups users have access to. You can also set up and manage your employee group here, as well as two-factor authentication, which is mandatory for all full access and reporting level users. So we'll go back to the Employees tab on the home page now and take a look at how you can add an employee. There are various ways you can add employees into KeyPay. The best way to do this varies depending whether you're setting up a new business or transferring from another payroll software, as well as the number of employees in the business you're bringing over. Using the employee self-setup is quick and easy. Simply add a few basic details and the employee will then receive an email with instructions on how to complete their setup. An advantage of this is that while they're completing this, you can still be adding additional information for that employee. You can manually add an employee yourself using the Employee Wizard. Simply click on the Add Employee tab and you'll be taken through a 5-step wizard. In practice, it's pretty straightforward. You just need to fill in the details, beginning with the personal details here. If the postal address is the same as the residential address, just tick this box. There's no need to add it twice. You can communicate with your employees via email, SMS, or you can even download and print if you really want to. The second page here on the wizard just includes a few more personal details, including the employee's start date and their salary information. Here you can enter the employee bank details. If they're unknown at the moment, you can always come back and fill them in at any time in the future. These last two pages include the payroll ID, national insurance number, and any opening balances or pension information. Alternatively, you can import your employees quickly using our FPS upload feature. It's a really easy process. Simply export the relevant data by downloading the latest FPS submission made to HMRC by your previous provider. Click the Import Employees button here and select the correct file import before uploading. It's quick, and once complete, your employees are in the business with their opening balances, with just a couple more details needed to complete the setup. Current Sage users can take advantage of our Sage 50 import. Using this allows you to import company pension details, employee details, and opening balances. So now we've completed most of the basic business settings and imported our employees into the business, let's take a look at the employee settings. Beginning here with the pay run defaults. The details here are used when creating a pay run. They are populated using the information entered when adding the employee, but you can change them at any time if you need to. If you need to schedule a new pay rate to take effect from a future date, simply press the Apply from a specified tab here. On the pay rates page here, you can check the different rates of pay for each pay category and update them from the pay category screen. The pension settings screen enables you to check and amend the assessment and enrolment details of an employee. You can also override the pension contributions at an individual level on this page, and at the bottom you also have the option to opt out the employee. We'll take a quick look at the pay run inclusions now. This includes any additional items set up against an employee to be automatically included in a pay run, such as HMRC adjustments, including pension adjustments, tax adjustments, deductions, and expenses. It's worth noting that any deductions that have been set up on the business deductions page will appear in the drop-down box here for you to apply at an employee level. Here you can also apply attachment of earnings orders. Every employee with an email address can have access to the employee portal, which gives easy access to their payslips, P60s, P11Ds, and other documents uploaded by you. Everything is automatically posted to the employee portal. If you ever have to make any changes to any documents, a payslip for example, then the portal will only show the updated version to the employee, meaning you don't have to go in and make any manual changes, deletions, or extra uploads. This page here will show which employee email address is associated with the employee portal access. You can grant and revoke the access at any time from the business employee portal settings. Here you can see which employees have been granted access, which are eligible for access, and which have yet to be granted. On the employee portal settings page, you also have the flexibility to choose exactly what they can and can't do in the employee portal, such as edit their personal details and bank account information. So now you've set up your business and your employees are set up too, it's time to look at actually running a pay run. You have the flexibility in KeyPay to manually process pay runs or take advantage of our pay run automation. We'll take a look at the pay runs now, and you'll be able to see for yourself how quick and easy full pay run automation is. As you can see, within one business you can have multiple pay schedules here. And for the purpose of this video, we're going to take a look at the monthly pay schedule. If I click this blue monthly link, it will open up that schedule. This one already has a name and a frequency set, but I can change this if I want. If you have a salaried employee that you know will receive the same salary every month, just tick Calculate Monthly Hours based on an annual average box here. If you wanted to add a message on the pay slip, you can do so in this field here. Pay run warnings can be configured here if you're processing a manual pay run. However, if you're setting up an automatic pay run, they can be configured as part of the pay run automation. Once you've reached the automation settings, you'll be guided through an easy to follow wizard. Beginning with the date you want the first pay run to be processed. You can leave the pay run to process indefinitely, or you can add a finish date. This could be quite handy for certain situations. For example, we might want to add an attendance bonus at the end of the year, so you can make the last automated pay run in November and manually process December's bonus payment before restarting the automation again in January. Once the details have been added here, the next step is the pay run warnings. So this is a really important part of the pay run automation setup, because as this is an automated pay run, if these warnings appear, they will pause the process so that the warning can be addressed, and you can sleep at night knowing that it won't automatically run with an error. There are many pay run warnings available, and you may feel that some do not apply to your business. For example, you may not want the pay run to be paused because someone has a birthday. But there are also some warnings that are important, such as an error updating the tax code. So you'll just need to work your way through these and decide which ones are applicable to your business. At the bottom then, you'll need to add the email address of the person who should be notified should any of these warnings appear. This can only be someone who has full access to the business, because the notifications that are sent include a link to the pay run, and only full access users can access pay runs in KeyPay. The next step is the pay run finalization. You may wish to finalize the first few pay runs manually until you're familiar with the system. You can come back at any time and change this. However, you can still choose to submit the pay runs HMRC immediately. There are further options regarding pay slips, email notifications, report backs, and a pension if set up. These can all be set to submit immediately at a date you're choosing, or manually at a later date. The final page is just a summary of your pay schedule, and if you're happy with the settings, you can press complete and then save the schedule. Whether you decide to set up the pay run manually or automatically, we also have the pay run approval feature. With this, you can nominate single or multiple users to receive notifications once a pay run has been created for them to approve or decline before it's finalized. It's really easy to set up, and you can even create an approval reminder. Again, the final page is just a summary, so you can press complete, and now you can save this pay schedule. So finally, let's take a quick look at a pay run. So we'll take a very quick look at the pay run now. It's very straightforward, with the pay schedule at the top, as well as the pay period and pay dates. What you see under these tabs depends on how your pay schedules are configured. As you can see, we have the pay run warnings, which we previously configured. Any leave requests and expense requests will also be shown here. Just below these tabs, you have all the employees who are included in the pay run and their pay run details. A useful trick: click on the blue pencil icon next to the employee name, and you'll be taken straight to the employee details page. This opens up in a new tab, enabling you to carry on working within the pay run. You can look at the pay run details for any employee by clicking on their name. This pay run is in a finalized state, which means no changes could be made. However, if you need to go back and make changes, you simply go to Pay Run Actions, unlock the pay run, and then you can edit the pay run. You can then do a lot from within the pay run itself. Looking at the Actions tab here, you can see that we can add an extra earnings line, add an expense, or even apply for leave, to name a few things. So that's it, a flying tour of KeyPay. We've just given you a very basic overview today, covering the aspects you'll need to get started. But if anyone's got any questions, please do feel free to ask them now.